Hey folks, it's Kary Oberbrunner. Great to be with you today. Hey, listen, I just opened my mailbox yesterday. Boom. So listen, we are couple quick things as we get started today. Number one, if you feel that your book is done, uh, many times it's not done. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, um, this is the proof copy, and I went through it and I found they weren't bad mistakes, but I found about 24 things that could be adjusted. Minor, okay? Don't get me wrong, they're minor, but 24 things that need to be adjusted. And so, sure enough, we're making adjustments. But anyway, the book launches on September 30th. But today I'm going to be teaching about a very cool concept called a workshop immersion experience. And believe it or not, folks, this is what the book is based on. So, for example, oh, yeah, the book has a lot of QR codes. Okay. And by the way, if you're watching this today, if you could just jump in and say, hey, if you can share it, that would be fantastic. I'm going to teach today about how you can turn your book into what's called a workshop immersion experience. Okay. Workshop immersion experience. So, what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. I'm just going to read a portion of the book here. Okay. Here's what it means. Imagine what you could do with your own immersion experience based off your book. The only limit is your imagination. You and your readers could travel to a European castle for your romance novel based in England. I'm giving you examples here. We have another one. The Space Center for your nonfiction book based on identifying personal moonshots. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame or Country Music Hall of Fame for your biography on Johnny Cash, or a Colorado ski excursion for your espionage thriller. Is that cool? What I'm trying to illustrate to you all is that you do not need to think, you know what, I'm just going to rent a hotel room and have my workshop there. Now, you can. You absolutely can do that. But some of the people here, like Tanisha, she traveled to Shawshank with us. So she traveled to Shawshank and it was fantastic. And why did we do that? Because we knew that more transformation could happen. Certainly, anyone can go to a hotel, and I'm not against that. In fact, conferences are often usually held at hotels, and there's reason why, because everyone's in community, everyone's close knit, it's jam packed, it's intense. There's a strategy to have your conference be at a hotel, but there's also a strategy to have your book in a workshop immersion experience. For example, this book, your book is not a business card. What would be a cool immersion experience for this? Well, I'll tell you what would be pretty cool. An amazing library. For example, the Library of Congress. Imagine if I had an immersion experience called, "Hey, we're going to the Library of Congress and we're gonna tour some of the ancient books, and I could develop a whole immersion experience where people say, "Oh, I want to get to DC anyway, but now I can go on a road trip, I can connect with people, I can build new friendships, and I can have this immersive experience." I highly doubt that Mike says that idea is fire. So who knows? Maybe we'll end up doing it. Another place you could do it. I love C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. I could easily say, listen, all authors, we're going to do a Oxford or Cambridge or wherever that is. We're going to do an immersion experience where we're going to study some of the greats of literature, and we're going to go over to England, and we are going to have a immersive experience. And I'm going to teach you all about the 18 streams of it. Like, I could do that. This is the point, folks. You might say, well, that costs a lot of money. Yes, it does. It does. It's a higher investment, but notice that people pay for experiences. Let me just give you an example. You ready for this? Think of a restaurant for a moment. The point of a restaurant, you could disagree with me, but the point of a restaurant is food. The point of a restaurant is eating. Now, you can pay $5 at a restaurant, or you can pay $50, or you can pay $500. What's the difference? Why is the price point? It's because of the experience. Now, if they come out and wheel your meal on flaming fire, and they pour this amazing, food, and who knows, wine, and the whole meal lasts 2 hours, and I mean, people drop lots of money because they say, "Ooh, I will never forget that. I will never forget that. That is an experience." And workshop immersion experiences are fantastic. Where else have I taken people? I've taken people to Kenyon College. Kenyon College, that's where the filming of Elixir Project, the course. So even a fiction book, I brought people to a physical location, and we celebrated at Kenyon College, and we did some fantastic uh, personal growth there. That's another example. Okay. Back when I was a youth pastor, check this out. Back when I was a youth pastor, here's the early seeds of this. You ready? The early seeds of this. Um, I said, you know what? Rather than have the youth group learn about evangelism, rather than have the youth group learn about serving, guess what I did? I created something called Grace Institute, and we would literally go down to the inner city, and we would connect with ministries and people and serve. Why did we do that? Because something amazing happens when you get out of the classroom and you get into the real world. Why doesn't somebody post? Oh, Nikki says, my book has a zoo in it. Absolutely fantastic. In fact, Nikki, check this out. Google this. Google 52 zoos. 52 zoos, and the guy's name is Gabe Taviano. Now, that was my close friend. He helped me start my very first podcast. But Gabe said, let's go to zoos all around the country. And they did 52 zoos, and they got on Good Morning America, and they got on all these shows. And here's what my point is. If your book has a zoo in it, like Chrissy Mayer or Nikki Phillips Martin, why would you not partner with a zoo? You got to think like, oh my gosh, what if we did a little 10 zoo tour? And you know what? We connected with readers, and the readers would show up. They'd pay for their own admission to the zoo, but we would essentially have a book reading, and we would perhaps rent a room, and we would have this amazing day at the zoo, and then we would do this in 5 different cities or 10 different cities, and now all of a sudden you build up your marketing. You see what I'm talking about? Tanisha said she turned her classroom into France. We built an Eiffel Tower, made crepes. I love it. So this is the creativity that I'm talking about. I'm going to go back to that section of the book and read a little bit more. It's so exciting to see the book. And by the way, this is interesting. I want to say 40. We include over 40 QR codes in this book. I knew people would be fired up and think that's weird, but I even start by saying, why all the QR codes? Okay. So let me read a little bit about this so you can know what's coming with this book, right? By the way, this was not my idea for the QR codes. I got to give a shout out to Erin Casey. Okay, so Erin, because I started to put links in all the books, and she's like, just do a QR. Because I'll tell you what, this is a book you read with your phone. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean, you can literally read the book, but this is a book where you press your camera, and you just hover over, boom, the QR code, and about 40 QR codes are in the book that lead to bonus content. Or check this out. Here's what it says. I'm a visual learner. Tell me, and I may listen. Show me, and I will understand. For this reason, throughout the book, I'm going to include QR codes that you can scan if you're interested in seeing what I mean via demonstration and illustration. I'm passionate about helping authors extract every ounce of potential from their book and book-based business. For this reason, in addition to telling you with my words, I'm also showing you with my work. If visual learning isn't your thing, or if you find QR codes distracting, then just skip that part. But if you want to learn from my countless author mistakes, then simply scan the QR codes like the one below with your smartphone or camera, or click the links if you're reading this in an ebook format. Here's the point, folks. Oh yeah, here's the table of contents if you want a sneak peek. Okay, so this book, man, I'm telling you, it's exciting because I think what's going to happen is people are going to realize, like, oh my gosh, I can do more with my book. And oh, here's an example. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. My point is this: anytime I use an example, I say scan the code if you want to see how I did it. So look, already on Amazon, a few people checked out the book early. And you know what? Some people aren't scanning the codes. Some people aren't realizing that this book is interactive. This is a book that's interactive. And so literally when I write something and I say, "Hey, fiction books generate funds, not just fans." And then guess what? I tell you a lot about it, and I tell you a lot about it, and I tell you a lot about it. And then I say, "Boom, here's all the codes." Boom, 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 boom. And you can literally see, oh yeah, Tanisha, you didn't even know. I should have asked you. Tanisha's in the book. So I literally even I literally even teach you publication schedule for your community and membership. Anyway, I'm getting excited. But the point is this, folks. I just want to thank the people who helped me with this book. Aaron Casey, Tina Morlock, Chrissy Mayer, Debbie Oburn, and the whole Igniting Souls Publishing agency. Um, this is the book that Brenda specifically said, you gotta write it, Kary. And it took me a while. It took me a while to really let that sink in, because sometimes I don't know. It's like when I'm focused on something, I don't hear it, but I heard it loud and clear over July 4th weekend when she told me, and sure enough, that book came out very quickly. And I'm just excited what it's going to do for people. All right. So I think everyone who hears the concept says, oh, yeah, of course, a book is not a business card. And yet, in the very beginning of the book, I take a bunch of time and I show you how, you know what, people act like their book is a business card. People act like it. You might not believe it, but you act like it. And so, sure enough, you wanna not have your book be a business card, because what do people do with business cards? They throw them in the trash. In fact, I want to read the back of this for a moment. This is pretty cool. It says, "Business cards cost money. Books create value. Business cards are an expense. Books are an asset. Business cards get thrown away. Books last forever. Business cards decrease space in your pocket. Books increase influence, impact, and income. Business cards change lives. No. Change landfills. Books change lives." Isn't that interesting? So, folks, I'm just excited. By the way, free launch party. In fact, not only a free launch party, but there's a ton of helps. KaryOberbrunner.com/18book. There's a ton of helps in there that we're going to get you rolling and excited. And launch party, we have the 19th stream of income that we got to hold that one for a while though. Okay. But anyways, you can sign up to be on the early notification list. We have a bunch of live streams in case you missed them. But again, today's topic is the workshop immersion experience. Don't think that you need to have a nonfiction book. Harry Potter, folks, my kids and wife took me to Harry Potter. That is a workshop immersion experience. And if you're like, what are you talking about? Let me tell you what. It is all a book-based experience, and people pay a ton of money there, and they have their what do you call it? I don't even know. I haven't read it, but I think you got your butterbeer, you got your wand, you got your special food. Like everything is thematically based as an experience around the book. And my point is, if Harry Potter can do it, you can do it. Okay. Nonfiction. Like I said, I've taken people to Shawshank. Um, I've taken people to Kenyon College where we filmed. I took people to Spark Space. Spark Space was featured in Day Job to Dream Job as an example. So again, I'm really into taking people to experiences. I know some of you are too, but this is a whole chapter. I believe it's in income streams 11 through 13, membership, subscription services, high-end consulting. I'm starting to drop. Oh yeah, and workshop immersion experience. Okay, so check it out, folks, and we talk about a bunch about that. But it's great to be with you, and I look forward to celebrating the launch with you in just a few weeks. If you know an author who needs this, tag him, share this. It's powerful when a book becomes a movement. Be a soul on fire. We'll see you.